Welcome to Inside Carbondale. This is the podcast that brings you the latest information about projects and events going on in Carbondale. I'm Amy Fox, the city's public relations officer, and I'm joined by Sean Henry, the city's public works director. If you've driven along the strip lately, you've probably seen lots of construction going on, and it's all part of the city's Streetscape Project. Sean, tell me a little bit more about this project.
Sure. Good morning, Amy. I'm happy to be here today. So the Streetscape Project kind of involves two or three projects in one, really. You know, we're first and foremost relocating the utility lines off of the street, so there won't be any overhead lines on Illinois Avenue from Mill Street to Cherry Street, which are the limits of this phase of the project. And then we're rebuilding the sidewalks, curbs, gutters, adding new tree wells, new landscape beds, and some other amenities and features down throughout the length of it. Just some interesting notes about this. It's a 2 or 3 block stretch, but we're going to end up with approximately 38 new trees in there and about 40 planting beds that are like a 10 foot long by 3 foot wide planting beds. So it's going to look really nice when we're all done.
I get a lot of questions about why are you relocating the power lines behind the buildings, and what's that all about?
Well, it's been a long-term project. It's been talked about for literally 3 decades here in town about getting the power lines off the street. A lot of people see those as unsightly and inhibiting a nicer environment in the downtown. So that was the impetus for doing that. It's just been a long-term project, and the city council wanted to see that done. So we're putting some of the new food and beverage tax and packaged liquor tax to good use. This is those dollars going straight to work this year, and not waiting a few years to see some of that new revenue in action.
Adding trees, adding plants, it really sounds like you're beautifying the downtown. Right.
This project is primarily a beautification project. The downtown was accessible before and met ADA standards and things like that. Well, this is just enhancing all that and getting more of a uniform look, throughout the length of the project. So it'll also involve brand new street lighting. There'll be lights that alternate sides of the street, east and west, as you go down, as well as lights that hang over the sidewalk. So we'll have pedestrian level lighting as well as street level lighting. So it's really going to improve the look and feel of what's going on there in the daytime as well as the evening time.
Really seems like the project's confined to one side of the street right now. Will you eventually move across the street?
Yeah, actually they're going to start work across the street here in a few days.
And where are you at in the process? Beginning stages, middle, end? I know it's all supposed to be done by the solar eclipse, Mother Nature dependent.
We're scheduled to be done substantially complete, we call it, which is everything of material value being done by August 10th. So the contractors are on that target right now. They're working very diligently to get the work done. There's a lot more people working around there in the early stage of the project because we've got a lot of utility relocations going on. Not only are the power lines and phone lines and cable TV lines in process of being moved, but there's new natural gas lines being put in. And this was kind of an effort to coordinate those so that the natural gas company isn't coming in 3 or 4 years later and tearing up all our brand new sidewalks. So we did some coordination with them. And it looks a little messy right now, but it's all going to turn out nice.
Talk to me a little bit about the sidewalk improvements. Are you strictly putting in new pavement, or are you widening the sidewalks?
No new pavement as far as roadway is concerned. Everything we're doing is behind the curb line. But everything from the curbs to the faces of the buildings will be brand new. And so basically a lot of areas you'll see some retaining walls or tiered elements, where today there might be some mix of steps and slopes and different things. So it'll all be a lot more uniform with a lower level. If it's necessary, we'll have lights in it and parking meters and signs and things like that. And then it goes to an upper level, whether that's a few inches above that or a couple feet in some places. That'll be a little bit wider, so we've got a little more room up there for amenities, as well as perhaps there's some businesses that want to do, outdoor seating and things like that with some of the city's new ordinances where they can apply for that. So it's just going to look a lot nicer, be a lot smoother, and everything will be the same look. So.
If people do need to go town, want to be downtown to go to the restaurants or do some shopping, what's your biggest piece of advice? Because it is pretty torn up in certain parts.
I'd say don't let the construction discourage you from visiting our businesses. We're working very closely with them to maintain access so they can stay open. It may look, hard to get to, but we're putting in some temporary paths and plywood and different things, and some businesses have rear doors that they're able to use. But everybody should still visit all our businesses while we're in construction. They're not closed, and we don't intend for them to be closed unless they choose to be for some reason. So we're working very closely with them, and everybody has had a really great attitude. Some of our staff, as well as the contractor staff, have visited all the business owners and talking with people and doing what we can to accommodate. There's no doubt that construction of this nature causes inconvenience. It's going to. What we hope is everybody can just, take a deep breath, let's work together, get through this, and in a short time, a couple months from now, we'll be done.
And hopefully this will bring more people to the downtown area.
That's the hope. The hope is, seeing some investment on the city's end, where we've already had investment on both the south end of this project with the Evolve building and what's going on the north end of the project, with the hotel and the revamping of the Varsity Center for the Arts. Those are kind of the bookends of what we're doing right now. And we're hoping, like a lot of people, this is going to make businesses more attractive in the downtown. People don't want to invest in the downtown, which hasn't been done for decades. And hopefully some new businesses will decide they want to relocate to some of these properties down there that may be available for them.
And I guess the end results, come August when the project is hopefully finished up, what are you hoping the reaction is, not only from visitors but also local residents?
We just hope everybody's really happy seeing their tax dollars go to work and doing a really nice beautification project that's been in the wings for, like I said, decades, over 30 years, I believe. This has been talked about in the city and various city councils and administrations and stuff. And this is really, where the council and the mayor and everybody's working together to put our money where their mouth is, and just make some things happen around town. And beautification projects are high on the order, and this is a high impact, very visible spot. So we're just hoping everybody's going to be pleased with it. And we've done the best we can out here, and I think it's going to be a nice looking project.
If people do have questions or even concerns about this project as we go throughout the entire process, who is the best person to contact?
We've put all of our contact information out to the business owners. They have letters. So the best thing to do is call the city's engineering offices at 618-457-3270. And a staff member up there will be able to help or answer any questions they may have.
And one thing, just once again, want to stress the fact that you guys are taking pride in your work. You are working with the businesses here in town.
Yeah, that's very important to us, and staff and all around the city. We pride ourselves in information and being open and trying to work with everybody. That doesn't mean we can meet everybody's wants and desires, but we do our best. And we're hoping everybody's doing their best with us. And everybody so far has been very understanding, very cooperative. We're very pleased with the cooperative effort moving forward on this project.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Maybe I forgot to ask you?
I don't think so. We had a lot of stuff here in a short amount of time. So.
Well, sounds good. Thanks so much for joining us, Sean.
You're welcome.
And we hope all of you will join us next time for another episode of Inside Carbondale. Have a great day. If you have feedback or have ideas for future podcasts, feel free to email me at afox@explorecarbondale.com.